Hey there, and welcome to another edition of the Powerhouse Real Estate Podcast. I am your host, Sean Richard. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to be bringing this presentation to you. I hope you enjoy this. Hopefully you saw the post earlier in the week. Today is going to be about building your referral network, and we're going to be talking about how to do that, strategies to do that, and a number of different components of how to build the referral network. Now, whether you're a brand new real estate agent or you're a seasoned veteran, hopefully you're able to get something out of today's podcast, today's presentation. So why don't we jump right in? If you're watching this in the Powerhouse Real Estate group, make sure to make comments. Let me go ahead and pull up the group so that way I can check on comments, I can answer questions as we get into this. So let me see, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody see? Make sure you enable commenting. All right, there we go. Hope everyone's doing well. All right, so let's jump in, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the presentation. You see me looking off to the side. I've got my other screen over here, so let me go ahead and pull this up. Make sure I've got the right one. Oh, ooh, that doesn't work. Oh, hold on. Let me change my overlay real quick. I apologize. Let's go with, boom. Okay, here we are. See, both decent. Yeah, let's do this. We can do this. Let me know if it needs to be bigger. I can always do that. Most of it, hopefully you've got something to take notes with, and you can jot down everything, and then we can follow up offline or below in the comments with any additional questions that you have. So building your referral network. This is the most critical part about our business. Both myself as a lender, you as real estate agents, you're looking to build your referral network. Where's my business coming from? Where can I generate business? And there's a lot of answers to this question. And so I'm not going to focus on everything today. I'm going to focus on some of the things that I've been successful with. I'm going to focus on some of the things that my referral partners and my real estate agent partners have been successful with. And I hope you really get a lot out. Maybe something that you haven't tried or been wanting to try. So let me make sure. Here we go. So for any of you who are on the podcast and don't know me as well as maybe you'd like, or just maybe you don't know me that well. So this is my family. I've got my wife Long, my kiddos, Cadence, Kylie, and Ryan. Cadence is the oldest, so in this picture she's on the far right, Kylie on the far left, and man, she's a little sweetheart. And then Ryan, the newest addition. I'm a Patriots fan. I'm from the East Coast. Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Southern New Hampshire, about an hour out of Boston. So I am a Patriots fan, Tom Brady fan. I've been a loan officer since 2012. I actually worked for Bank of America. Normally, I forgot I left that in there, but I worked for Bank of America for about a decade. I did loans with them as a banker, and then transitioned strictly to the mortgage space in 2012, and been growing my business ever since. So I always like to start presentations with quotes. I think there's some amazing mentality that can come from powerful quotes. So the one that I have up here in front of me, hopefully everybody recognizes this one. And again, if you're on the Facebook group, please make comments. Let me know. But this one, pretty self-explanatory. People will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So that's Maya Angelou. I think we know that. Now, my personal favorite quote is this one right here. So whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well that when people see you do it, they'll want to come back and see you do it again. And they'll want to bring others and show them how well you do what you do. And this one's a really powerful one for me. I've really modeled my business after this quote. Really, it all boils down to this quote. I've modeled my business and kind of the decisions that I make on how we do things in my business after this quote. And so I'm not going to put you in English for a lot longer. So this one was Walt Disney. Awesome stuff. And he's got a lot of people that feel a lot of good things about that brand. So something to kind of keep in mind. I want us to get in a really good mindset and mentality as we head into the presentation. So, all right, so let's get into it. The meat and potatoes. How do I build a referral network? What do I need? What are the components? And so I've broken it down into three key components. And these aren't rocket science. You're looking at these and you're probably thinking, well, yeah, Sean, I think, yeah, everybody knows that. And that's true. But knowing and executing, two different things. And so anybody can know these, but if they can't execute on these three things, then they're not going to have as much success. So number one, identify referral sources. We've got to know where our business is coming from. We've got to know what opportunities in the marketplace do we have to generate business from. So identifying your referral sources. These could be a ton of different things. It could be specific referral sources that you really want to focus on. It could be just general, successful referral sources as a real estate agent. So this doesn't have to be any specific one thing. I'm going to cover a few key ones today in the presentation, but this really could be almost anything if it can generate recurring referrals for you. Number two, determining applicable tools. So we're going to deep dive into this a little bit, but what applicable tools are really referring to is what systems and processes and softwares and things like that. What do you have at your disposal? What can you put at your disposal to help support number three? And that's implementing proven strategies. And I put proven, don't get me wrong, I'm all for developing new strategies. I love it. I do it all the time, always trying to push the envelope on what we can do to generate more business, to help more people in our industry. But if you're trying to build a referral network, you want to start with proven strategies. As you've built that referral network, or as you get it to, for lack of a better term, a well-oiled machine, that's when you can start going in and you can start looking at, okay, well, what if I tweak this strategy, or what this yield? What kind of revenue generation could I get from this strategy over here? And you could try new things. But proven strategies is a great place to start. So let's dive into that very first bullet point: identifying referral sources. Now, I don't have a slide specifically with a bunch of detail. I'm not a fan of letting you read a ton of information on a slide. I'd rather give you some quick hits on bullet points and then have an opportunity to listen and take notes. So let me go check. Awesome. All right. Hey, Gladys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for commenting. So identifying referral sources, and let's go into the different types of referral sources. Again, I'm not going to focus on all of them, but I'm just going to focus on some key ones that you can target. So number one, and in my opinion, the absolute biggest one that you can have, the most important one, past clients. Now, if you're new to the business and you don't have a lot of past clients, that's okay. You don't need a lot of past clients to implement a past client strategy. I'm really big on habits and putting really strong habits into place. So whether you have 2 past clients or whether you have 200 past clients, the habit behind the strategy is what's going to bring you success. So past clients are a great source. Make sure that you're mining your database of past clients. I think several years ago, the National Association of Realtors, NAR, had some stats that said the average past client could refer up to 3 real estate transactions per year. Okay, so let's say you've been in the business for a while, you're closing, a modest 25 transactions per year. Okay, so that's let's say over a 3-year span, that's 75, and all 75 of those potentially could refer up to 3 transactions. Well, that's prospectively 225 transactions. Now, let's just say that you could capture a small percentage of that, 10%, 22.5. Let's just round it and be generous. 23 transactions from that database. So we just said you've been in the business for 3 years, doing 25 transactions a year, and from your database, we potentially are doubling your production. So what if you only captured 5%? And your production your volume rose by 50%. What kind of impact would that have on your finances, on the additional business development pieces that you can put into place? So I want you to think about that. So past clients, huge. Number two, business contacts. And so let me break this down into a few different categories. And there's a lot more than what I'm about to give you, but I want to break this down a little bit. So business contacts, the ones that I like the best, there's four of them. One is going to be financial advisors. Financial advisors are a phenomenal source of business. They're dealing with typically affluent clients. So affluent clients, we love to work with those because they have those higher dollar amount purchases and sales a lot of times. And the good financial advisors are having conversations with their clients preemptively. They are proactively talking to their clients about, hey, what are your plans in the next 12, 30, 24, 60 months? And when home purchases or home sales come into play, they know it well in advance. So I know I can't see you, but if you could raise your hand, how many of you would like to know 12 months in advance that a super qualified client was going to buy or sell, and you could start that conversation? Now, if we were in a classroom setting, every one of you should be raising your hands, because absolutely, that's the best type of client. So financial advisors, phenomenal. Number two is going to be CPAs. Really, really like CPAs. Great way to really get a hold of self-employed buyers. Sorry, I'm a lender. I say borrowers. Self-employed buyers. The self-employed borrowers scare me a little bit sometimes, but I still like CPAs nonetheless. But the CPAs, they're having those conversations with the self-employed buyers because they're proactively talking to their clients about, hey, what do you have coming up in the coming years? Self-employed individuals have to plan for that home purchase 1-2 years earlier than the average home buyer. So CPAs are typically having those conversations ahead of time as well. Great sources. Number three is going to be divorce attorneys. Sticky subject, but great source of referrals. Let's see. Yeah, great source of referrals is divorce attorneys. A lot of times you end up with as many as 3 transactions. You've got, in the best case scenario for the couple, maybe just somebody stay in the home and then you have a purchase. But what happens if they need to sell the current home and then each spouse needs to then purchase? So potentially 3 transactions. Divorce attorneys are great, and developing relationships with them is a phenomenal tool. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to do that in the next section. And then fourth is going to be Fourth is going to be estate attorneys. Similar to divorce attorneys, estate attorneys, you've got a life event that's happened, right? You've got somebody that is either planning for when they pass away, or potentially you've got somebody that's recently passed away and maybe they had a home that needs to be sold. So estate attorneys are another great resource for recurring business, recurring referral sources. So when it comes to business contacts, those 4 are my favorite: financial advisors, CPAs, divorce attorneys, and estate planning attorneys. All right. So next, in addition to business contacts and past clients, another one is employers. Now, this one is, I would say, not as heavily marketed to because it can be a little bit harder to get your foot in the door. So that last category of business contacts, oh man, have I got a fantastic strategy for you to get your foot in the door. And we're going to talk about that when we get to strategies. Employers can be a little bit more challenging, but employers are a great source. Whether it's things like a school district, whether it is a major corporation. I live in the Roanoke area, and Charles Schwab just came in to the Westlake area, built a massive campus out there. Imagine if you had access to the HR department and were able to get in front of employees of Schwab. There's different levels of infiltration into employers, honestly. Obviously, having just a basic relationship is great, where you've got maybe people within the organization referring you business. Additionally, if you're able to really penetrate with that employer and have their HR department actually partner with you to provide marketing information proactively to their employees. So employers, another great source of building your referral network. Now, one of the things that I'll kind of go off script here a little bit, but one of the things that I want to point out is these are all very separate sources. And I'm a huge fan of having multiple sources. I kind of look at it like a tripod. If you've got a tripod, if you only had one source, or I guess let's say pillar, right? So if you only have one pillar of referral source for your business, and that pillar shrinks or goes away, your business crumbles. But if you've got multiple pillars, then even maybe when you're having a season of reduced referrals from one source, you've got other sources to prop them up. So developing 3, 4, maybe 5 sources. I don't know that you need a lot more than 5, but developing 5 sources, 3 to 5 sources is a great way to make sure that you're able to have sustainable business on an ongoing basis, no matter what any individual pillar or source is providing you at any given time. So employers as well. So next, let's dive into tools. So tools can be a lot of things as well. And so determining the applicable tools, what tools can you use to make building referral business easier? So first and foremost is a CRM. If you don't have a CRM, you need to go get a CRM. This is absolutely the number one thing. I talked about past clients being the most important aspect of building a referral business. Your CRM is the most critical component of interacting with your past clients. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, no, Sean. Social media is the most important. And I'll agree, social media is up there by far. But having a CRM, and if you're not familiar with what CRM stands for, it's Customer Relationship Management System. And this is critical to organize your information, organize your database, so that way you can market to the right people at the right time with the right content. And that is ultimately the 3 most important things when it comes to marketing: the right people at the right time with the right content. So having a CRM that's going to allow you to segregate your database and market to very specific segments is going to be a critical component. Now, let me go check. Awesome. All right, glass high five. I love it. So having that CRM is really, really important. Next, hey, there we go. Technology. Now, obviously very generic, very general term technology. So what do I mean by technology? I mean leveraging technology that's going to put you in front of the people that you want to become a referral source. So as an example, I use a tool called HomeBot. And Gladys, I know you know what HomeBot is because we've talked about it. But HomeBot is a fantastic tool that puts me in front of my past clients on a monthly basis with content that is important to them. And that's key. We don't want to just blast our database with information about, hey, I'm awesome, rah, me, use me, I sell real estate. We don't want to do that. We want to make it about the people that we're interacting with. So HomeBot is one of the technologies that I use that makes it about them and provides them with information that's important to them on a recurring basis. StreamYard. So guess what? I am on StreamYard right now. I am broadcasting on StreamYard. StreamYard is a video broadcasting platform that allows you to broadcast to multiple platforms at the same time. Now, right now, I'm broadcasting in the Powerhouse Real Estate Facebook private group. But if I wanted to, I could broadcast simultaneously to my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, the Powerhouse Real Estate Facebook group, as well as YouTube and a couple other platforms. So StreamYard is a tool that I use to put myself in front of people on a regular basis. Really easy technology that just makes it easier to be visible. And then, of course, social media falls under technology. Social media, great way to stay in front of people and interact with clients, with business partners, with referral sources. Social media is phenomenal, and there's probably a million ways to leverage social media. You've probably gotten sick of all the social media classes out there, but at some point we'll probably put together a social media class, either in person or virtually via StreamYard on the Facebook group like this in the not too distant future. So social media is another big one. And then next, physical touches. So I am a massive proponent. I'm not a component. I'm a component of the world. I'm a massive proponent of bringing a personal touch to the process, to, in my case, the mortgage process. I want to bring a personal touch to that. And I want to leverage technology to help me do that, or to free up time by automating other processes, so the time that I do spend is valuable and I can spend it on personal touches. So physical touches are important as well. A couple of really easy physical touches that come to mind. One, postcards. That's easy. Direct mail, very simple. It's a passive form of marketing, which is okay. It's more of a branding piece than it truly is a marketing piece. But postcards are one. Client gifting. So again, I talked about past clients. Client gifting is another one. Maybe not to every single past client, but maybe you've got your CRM, your database, and you've got it segmented between your amazing clients, your relatively amazing clients, and your clients that they're cool, but you don't talk to them so much. Well, what if you took that really amazing client bucket and you sent them a little something once or twice a year that really made an impact for them, and it reminded them of you without being completely branded and blasted with all of your, it's not necessarily a promotional item. But what if you sent them something a couple times a year just to say, hey, thanks for being an amazing past client. Oh, by the way, Brian Buffini. Oh, by the way, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell in the coming 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, whatever works for you. So physical touch is important. Another one that I personally use is Home by Design magazine. And actually, tell you what, let me go grab one. Man, I should have been prepared for this. You know what? I don't have one super handy, and I'm not going to walk away from the computer for a second. So if you want to see what Home by Design looks like, just either comment so that way I can follow up with you, or schedule a coffee with me. We can sit down. I can show it to you. Really cool. But Home by Design magazine is a magazine that goes out every other month. It's got my information on the front. It's actually it's represented as coming from me. If you're one of my real estate partners, you probably get it. Hey Gladys, since you're here, do you get a copy of the Home by Design magazine every other month? Hopefully you do, because you should be. And so it's a phenomenal tool. It's a great touch. It's got my information. Curious to know the cost on a Home by Design. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Home by Design, pretty inexpensive. It usually runs somewhere between $3 and $3.50 per magazine. So, and it goes out every other month. So Home by Design goes out every other month. It's got my information all over the front. It's actually, hey, Sean Richard Mortgage Team presents Home by Design magazine. I've actually put my photo on there because I feel like it makes a bigger impact. And you control the inside cover and then the back inside cover. And so you can put whatever you want. You can put information that's valuable to your homeowners, maybe spring maintenance tips, fall, winter maintenance tips. You can put advertisements for you and your services. You could put testimonials from past clients on there, literally anything. You could sell ad space to your favorite vendors and pay for the magazines. You could literally do whatever you wanted, but it's another physical touch to really help stay in front of clients and referral sources and referral partners. Doesn't have to be just past clients. So those are some physical touches that just to kind of get your brain, your juices flowing here. So now let's jump into strategies. And this is implementing proven strategies. And when I say proven, I don't necessarily mean proven like this is the same strategy that's been used for the last 400 years and it's amazing, because strategies evolve over time. So even a proven strategy is going to go through an evolution. It may not look the same today as it did 5 years ago. It may not look the same in 3 years from now as it does today. But the base or the core of the strategy is the same. So let's talk about some of these. So you're going to hear me. I'm going to beat this horse until it is triple dead. Farming your database. I talked about past clients. I talked about your CRM. Farming your database is the number one thing that you can do to building your referral network. These are clients that worked with you, that most likely liked you, trust you. The best referral that you can get is from somebody that knows, likes, and trusts you, because your credibility instantly is high when they recommend you to somebody else. And most of you know that. I hope all of you know that, but most of you know that. But we tend to forget some of these little things that we know, and we've got to be reminded. So that's part of what I wanted to do today, is also remind you. So farming your database. This could be with recurring emails. This could be with physical touches, like I talked about, postcards, Home by Design magazine, gifting. And I say database. This doesn't have to be specifically past clients, right? Your database is your past clients. It's your referral sources. It's business contacts. It's all of your contacts. And so farming your database is really making sure that you're touching everyone that's important in your database on a recurring basis. And there's a number of ways to do that. And I'm happy to sit down with any of you at any time, coffee, lunch. We can sit down and talk about your goals, your plans, and how we can implement some strategies to help build that referral network. So farming your database, really, really important. Next, one of my favorites, the coffee meeting. Notice I'm saying, hey, we can sit down for coffee. The coffee meeting is a strategy. And so the coffee meeting strategy is one that I really like to employ with business contacts. So in my case, business contacts a lot of times means real estate agents, but it also means the four that I gave you: financial planners, CPAs, divorce attorneys, and estate planning attorneys. And really, the strategy of the coffee meeting is this, right? It's calling up, one of these business contacts, one of those categories. Maybe you've got another category that you're really good with, and setting a coffee meeting. Okay. Now, before I go into the actual meat and potatoes of the strategy, let me give you an example what doesn't work. Okay. So as a lender, I get hit up by real estate agents all the time. I'm sorry, not real estate agents. You get hit up by lenders all the time. I get hit up by homeowners insurance representatives all the time. And let me tell you the number one way that I get hit up. I get an email from the homeowners insurance agent. Hey, Sean, I'm looking to do more business in this area. I work with so-and-so over here, and I thought that we could connect. I'd love to help you out and make sure and get quotes for your clients. Well, that's great, but is that email about what they can do for me, or is it really about what I can do for them, right? Like, they can quote my clients, but really what they're asking me is saying, send me business, right? Now, as real estate agents, how many lenders have you talked to over the course of your career that sound a little bit like that, right? Probably a bunch of you. Make sure I'm on my camera here. Probably a bunch of you. And so we don't want to be that, right? We don't want to focus on what they can do for us. So the coffee meeting strategy is all about what we can do for them. It's all about the value that we can bring, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I bring you a significant amount of value, are you going to feel good about sending clients my way if I'm doing my job and taking care of them? And the answer hopefully is yes. So we want to provide value. So how do we do that? So the coffee meeting is calling up those business contacts. And this is those four categories, possibly other categories, and it's setting coffee meetings. Now, you need to give them a reason to set the coffee meeting, right? You need to give them a reason to say yes. So there's a number of ways you can do that. My favorite is using your past client database. And so what if you sent an email out to your past client database and it said something along the lines of, hey, first name, hey, Joe, this is Sean over with ABC Real Estate. I hope you're doing awesome. I wanted to reach out and say thank you again so much for allowing me to serve you and help you into your new home, or to help you sell your home. I'm looking to build my database, or my I guess the best way to say it, I'm looking to build a fantastic connection with a financial advisor. I wanted to find out if you've got one that you really like or recommend, right? So we sent this out to your entire database. Let's say you got 200 people. So what happens when 10 of those people send you an email back and say, hey, Sean, actually, I've got a phenomenal financial advisor. Here's their information. Awesome. Now, in the email that you sent out, you maybe also put a little line at the bottom that says, oh, by the way, if you've been thinking about getting a financial advisor, let me know and I'll share the great people that I come across with you. Wow, that's awesome. So maybe you get another 5 or 10 emails back from people saying, hey, yeah, keep me in the loop. Let me know. Awesome. So now what happens is you have 10 financial advisors that you can call, say, hey, Mr. Joe, financial advisor, my name's Sean over at ABC Real Estate. I got your name from Joe, and Joe said that you were pretty fantastic and you're an amazing financial advisor. I'm looking to build a relationship with a financial advisor. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee and sit down and learn a little bit more about your business. Oh, by the way, I've got a couple of my clients that have expressed the need for a financial advisor relationship as well. So I'd love to learn more about you. Well, heck, that you just told that financial advisor that A, they're awesome, you're boosting their ego. 2, I may have some business for you if I really like you. You've given them every reason on the planet to say yes to that coffee meeting. And what's it going to cost you? Maybe $5? Yes. So now you take that meeting, you spend the entire meeting talking about them. You learn about them. In the mortgage world, we call it frogging, F-R-O-G. We talk about their family, their recreation, what they like to do, their occupation, maybe like and then their goals. So we want to learn about them. And this isn't to be fake or to false or anything like that. We just generally, that's how you get to know people. You ask questions about them, you learn about them, you get to know about them. And I like the science behind the how the brain works in these things. So in these situations. So if you ask a bunch of questions and get somebody talking about all about them and the things that they love and why they got into the business and their family, if they feel really good after talking to you, do you think they're going to like you? Probably, right? And if they like you, do you think they're going to at least trust you enough to give you a try, to make one referral your direction? And in most cases, the answer is yes. And then once you have that referral, you knock out of the park, you impress them, and then you've now built a portion of your referral network. So really, really cool. The coffee meeting is by far one of my favorites. And again, this isn't to be fake, but this is to get to know people. This is to learn about other people, to build genuine relationships with other people in other industries, and create a mutually beneficial relationship. So awesome. The coffee meeting, great way to go. So I spent a lot of time on that one because I just love it so much. Next, storytelling. And so this is another one that this isn't new. Storytelling is not new, but storytelling has become even more important in today's society because this has a lot to do with our social networks. So now I'm going to throw some realtors under the bus for a minute. I'm not going to name any names, but how many times do you go on Facebook or other social media and you see tons of posts from real estate agents, maybe even lenders? Oh, I just closed this client. Hey, look at this house I sold. Oh man, look at this house I just listed. Hey, me this, me that. Oh, I just closed $7.2 million this month. I'm an awesome lender. How often do you see that? I would guess a lot, right? And so the promotion of me, the me promotion, it's all fine and dandy. It gets you seen, but honestly, it doesn't attract people at the volume that storytelling does. You're going to get business. If you do that and you're consistent with it, you're going to get business, period. But it doesn't attract the kind of volume and referrals that storytelling does. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you helped Johnny and Jenny Smith into a home, and maybe they had a long journey to get into that home. So what would it look like if you posted on Facebook and said, let me introduce you to Johnny and Jenny. Johnny and Jenny are a fantastic couple that have been looking to buy a home for the past 3 years. They did an incredible job building their savings, taking care of their credit. And yesterday, they accomplished their dream of homeownership. Thank you so much, Johnny and Jenny, for allowing me to be a part of your journey. I couldn't be more excited for you. Thank you to the Sean Richard Mortgage team for doing the financing. um, you told a story about a great couple that accomplished their goal, and you made them the hero of the story, right? So we don't want to be the hero. We don't need to be the hero of the story. We want the people that we serve to be the hero of the story. So telling those stories, whether it's through pictures, words, video is huge, got to use video. Whether it's any of those, telling stories is such an incredible way to, or a incredible strategy to help build trust, to build relationships, and really to show who you are, who you genuinely are. Because today's society, being genuine is so important. It is a cornerstone of what people are looking for in other people, because it's not super common. The genuine, somebody being genuine is not super common. So people long for it, they yearn for it. And so when they find it, they latch onto it and they tell other people about it. So going back to that Disney quote, right? Do it so well, be genuine to the best of your ability, and people will follow 100%. So that's storytelling. The magic window, man, you're learning all kinds of cool terms today. Magic window. So the magic window is actually a term that we use in the lending world. In my world, really what it means is the magic window is the period of time from when the client gets a clear to close to when the client closes on their home. And it's the magic window. And it's called that because that is the period of time typically where the client is probably the happiest, other than the day they get to walk into the home and it's theirs. So there's nothing for them to do typically, for the loan. There's not a whole lot for them to do. They're working on some other things, getting timelines orchestrated and fun stuff like that. But there's a lot less for them to do. The documentation phase is over. They know they're good with the home. Closing's going to happen. They're excited, and when our clients are excited, we want to make sure that we're tapping into that. So the magic window is not only a great time for us as lenders to talk to our clients about how we can help others that they know and care about, but it's a great time for a real estate agent to ask as well. So during that magic window, whatever lender you're working with, hopefully it's the Sean Richard Mortgage team, hopefully it's me and my team, but whatever lender you're working with, make sure that they let you know when the client's clear to close. I would hope at the very least that's already happening. But make sure that you know when your clients are clear to close. So that way you can build a system and a process around connecting with them and leverage that window to ask them who they know, who do you know that you love, that you care about, that has maybe expressed interest in buying or selling in the near future. Who do you know? Pause, silence, let them answer. Don't fill the void with more words, and see what they say. Oh, you know what, Sean? I can't think of anybody right now. Hey, Johnny, that's okay. I just really appreciate you guys. If you'll do me one favor, if you'll keep your ears and eyes out for someone in the next maybe couple of weeks to month that says that, oh, hey, congrats on the home. We were thinking about buying one as well. Would you be willing to make an introduction to me? Well, if you took care of them, they're gonna be like, oh, heck yeah, absolutely, would love to do that. Awesome, Johnny. I really appreciate that. Also a great time to ask for a review. And so with that, let me move into this. Reviews, absolutely critical. And if you're not building your review database, or I guess if you're not building your reviews, I would highly recommend developing a strategy, putting into place to get reviews. Pick a pick a source. Where do you want reviews? Do you want them on Google? Do you want them on Realtor.com? Do you want them on Zillow? I personally do mine on Zillow right now. I'm actually going to be shifting that and to Google here in the not too distant future, and I've got a cool little strategy around that. But reviews are important. I've been doing, I've been soliciting reviews for my clients for a while now. I could always be more consistent. Can always be more consistent. But my team and I we work really hard. Getting reviews sometimes feels like a full-time job. And so having a system or strategy in place that allows you to do it relatively simply is really important. So as an example, client feedback right here. I've got, this was maybe a few months ago, but let me do, boom, I've got 163 five-star reviews. Got some great reviews from clients. I've been very blessed to work with amazing people, amazing real estate agents that have really valued what my team and I bring to the table and the level of experience that we provide to them. So the reviews are so important. In Google, if you have a lot of reviews on Google and they're great, people are going to find you. You're just going to get calls from people who are searching on Google. Same thing with Zillow, same thing with Realtor.com. So building up your reviews is a great passive way to get additional business from time to time. And people are going to look you up. I don't care what anybody says, what you think. People are going to look you up. When you talk to a client, especially if it's a younger client like a millennial, they're going to go online, they're going to Google you, and they're going to look you up. If you have no reviews and the other realtor that they talk to has 30 5-star reviews or 4.5 on the star reviews, guess who they're probably going to go with? So reviews are important for a number of reasons. Have a process to build reviews. If you don't have one and you want to talk about it, again, let's schedule coffee and let's sit down and let's see if we can't help put a strategy into place. I want to help you build your business and build your referral network. All right, went over that. A couple minutes early. I was 3:45 is what I was shooting for, so we finished up a couple minutes early. This is my information here. Let's make it big. Boom, right there. If you have questions, if you want to sit down and talk about any of the topics that we covered today, happy to do that. At the end of the day, I'd love to work with any of you real estate agents out there that are trying to build your business from where you're at right now, or if you're trying to reinvent yourself in this market that's constantly changing. I would love to help out. But at the very least, if you're not working with me and my team, make sure that you're working with a lender that's helping you do these things. Make sure that you're working with a lender that's helping identify ways to help you grow and truly partnering with you to help make these things happen. And if it's not me, that's okay. I'd love to be that person, but if it's not, make sure that they're doing that for you. And if you're not getting that right now, give me a call, shoot me an email, send me a text, send me a Facebook message. Let me know. Let's grab coffee. Let's sit down. Let's talk about your business, and let's see what we can do. So I appreciate all of you joining my presentation today. I hope you walk away with at least one nugget of information that you'll be able to go back and implement in your business. So that way you can get a few more referrals, build that one additional referral relationship. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an incredible weekend, and I will catch up with you on the next episode of the Powerhouse Real Estate Podcast. Thanks so much.